Hello. Happy Monday. We'll wait just a couple of minutes and let everybody catch up with us and see who can jump on board live today. I'm sure we'll get the rest of you later. I think a lot of people are traveling home from work about this time of day. Let me get my laptop going so I can keep up with comments at the same time. Okay, here you are coming. Hello neighbor, how are you? I think Charlene lives pretty close to me. One of these days we're going to have to figure out a time to meet for coffee or something. That would be fun. And I know one good thing I'll tell y'all about Charlene. She is an unbelievably difficult words with friends player. We play each other and I don't think I've ever beat her. She's pretty good. So let's see. All right, let's get started. We got some things to cover today. And I'm going to be moving around a little bit, and so I'm going to have to take my phone off of what it's on right now and flip it here in a little bit. Hopefully that will work and it won't be too confusing. But first, my subject for encouragement and motivation this week is, what do you do when you have so much to lose that the total number of the pounds that you're looking at is overwhelming and discouraging? Well, that one's real easy. You do exactly what you do when you come home from I'm going to see if I can do this. When you come home from a long trip, been on vacation, we had a great time. You've all been there. But what do you bring back from vacation that's overwhelming? Mountains of laundry. So we could either pile all that laundry in the laundry room and walk past it and step over it and talk for days about how much laundry we have to do and how it's just so big of a mountain and it's so overwhelming. But unless we get started on it, that mountain is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's not going to do itself. So what do? We divide it, we sort it, we break it up into, hang on just a second. I think I did something wrong here. Y'all give me a minute. I think I'm putting this on my personal. No, I'm not. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to watch this on here, and it looks like it's doing something weird on me. Okay. I guess it's not. I'm easily confused. I saw my sister's name pop up, and I thought, what is she doing on here? But she must have been on something else. Anyway, so we divide the laundry, and we conquer it. We do it one load at a time. We do the same thing when we go on a trip. If it's hundreds of miles that you're going to be driving in the car, it can be overwhelming if you look at the vast number of miles on the trip. So what we do is we look ahead and we decide, okay, let's go this many miles and then let's stop and take a break. Let's go. Then from there, we'll drive here and then we'll stop and eat. And then from there, we'll drive a little bit further and then we'll stop and spend the night. So we break up the trip. We divide it and conquer. We do the same thing with a book. Books are put into chapters, and so you read a chapter at a time. You watch a TV show, an episode at a time. So break up your weight loss goal into blocks. I heard Fat Dad talking about this recently on a podcast, and I thought, man, that's so simple and yet so brilliant. If you are getting overwhelmed because you feel like you just have too much to lose and you're not ever going to get to that goal, then divide it up. If you have, say you have 50 pounds to lose, then make yourself a little chart and divide it up into 5-10 pound increments. And every time you hit 10 pounds, you have finished one block of your big block. And eventually, you will have finished all of your blocks, conquering your mountain of laundry. Does that make sense? It also gives you small reasons along the journey to stop and celebrate. Instead of having to wait until all 50 pounds are gone to feel good about yourself, you are making it, you're dividing it into mini goals, mini, M-I-N-I, mini goals, and it gives you reasons to celebrate along the way. Weight Watchers does that for those of you who don't attend meetings. The charms and the stickers and things are divided up into small journeys, small goals, to give you a reason to celebrate. So do that for yourself. Instead of letting the mountain overwhelm you, divide the mountain up into small blocks, and then it won't feel quite so overwhelming. Okay, so we have that. I promised that I would talk about probiotics. I take a probiotic every day. A few years ago, I had a colonoscopy that revealed they called it a lesion. It was a small mass growing in my colon, so I had to have colon surgery, and I had I think it was about 20 inches of my colon removed. And so I take a probiotic every day since then. And this is not medical advice. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. You need to get all your medical advice from your doctor. I'm just telling you what my research has disclosed for me and what works for me. But I encourage you to do your own research, and I always encourage you to ask your doctor before you do anything health related or medicine related. But what is a probiotic? Well, our gut, our intestines, has bacteria, and some of it is good and some of it is not good. Some of the things that we do get rid of even the good bacteria that's in our intestinal tract. And taking antibiotics is one of the most common ways. Sometimes it's our diet. Sometimes we're just not putting it back in as quickly as we should. If you don't eat a lot of dairy, you may not be getting it in your diet like you should. I recently, with my ear surgery, had to take a round of antibiotics, and so I had to increase my probiotics for a few days after the surgery just to get everything back. You may find that you're not, and this is one of those subjects that nobody wants to talk about. If you find that you're not regular, your digestive tract may be out of whack, and you may find that taking a probiotic daily will help you. Now, okay, probiotic, think about it. Probiotic versus antibiotic. That's an easy way to remember it. If you've been on antibiotics, you probably need a probiotic to put the good bacteria back into your system. There are many, many, many good ones out there, and I'm not recommending that you take this one. This just happens to be the one that I take. It's by, I think it says Tori Naturally colon, you might not can see this because of the light, colon and bowel probiotic. I order it from Amazon. It comes in 30 capsules, and I take 1 capsule a day. There. Hopefully the light will help, and you can do that. You might just check with your local health food store. You might ask if you have a homeopathic doctor. Or ask around. You'll probably know somebody who takes one. If I don't take those, I am not regular at all. So I take one every day, and it really makes a big difference in my diet. some people eat yogurt and they get their probiotics that way. I'm not a yogurt person. I don't like it. It's a texture thing for me. I'm not a big dairy person, so that's another reason I take it. But just check. If you're not getting it in your diet, then you probably need to supplement it. And I think the older we get, the more important that is with all of our supplements. Some of us take magnesium on a daily basis, just like our multivitamin. You just need to research and decide what do I need to be putting back into my body that it isn't producing itself or that I'm not getting from the nutrition that I'm taking in. Okay, there's that. I told you that I would demonstrate how to make one of my favorite Weight Watchers desserts, but since I started the Revolt challenge today, I can't have it in the refrigerator for a few days and it will go bad, but I'm going to tell you how I make it. I'm not going to make it for you because then it'll be here to tempt me, but I'm going to tell you how to make it, and it could not be easier, and it's so versatile. There's so many different ways, but I'll tell you how to make. This is an old Weight Watchers recipe that's been around for a long time, and it just keeps getting modified. But basically what you do is you buy a reduced fat graham cracker crust. Has to be the reduced fat, otherwise you're going to mess your points up. Okay, your mixture, your pie filling, is 1/4 cup of hot, extremely hot, maybe even boiling water, and then you dissolve a box of sugar-free Jell-O into that. We're going to make a key lime pie, so just go with me. So I would buy a box of sugar-free lime Jell-O. Dissolve it in that hot water and you stir it until it's completely dissolved. Okay, once that's done, I add into it 1 container of the light key lime pie yogurt. I usually get the one that's about 80 calories. Stir that in there. Get that all mixed good, and then dump a container of light Cool Whip or whipped topping, whatever your brand is. Mix all that together. If you really want to go out on the limb and get adventurous, drain a small can of crushed pineapple, rinse it off, dump that in there, stir it in real good, pour it into your pie shell, stick it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours to set up. Serves 8, cut it into 8 slices, and it's it depends on the Cool Whip and your graham cracker crust, so you need to check your numbers, but it's either going to be 5 to 6 smart points per serving. You can change this up by changing the flavor of your Jell-O. Last time I made one, I used strawberry Jell-O, and I found the strawberry cheesecake or cheesecake flavored sugar-free Cool Whip, and then I used a strawberry cheesecake yogurt, and so my pie ended up like a strawberry cheesecake pie. So you could get as adventurous as you want to get. You just need sugar-free Jell-O, low calorie, reduced fat or non-fat yogurt, and your whipped topping, and then your reduced fat graham cracker crust, and that's it. That's all there is to it. You cannot mess it up. As long as you dissolve the Jell-O in hot water, you're going to be good. Okay, we have talked a lot lately on the board. I've seen several posts about measuring and weighing your food. I'm going to show you why it's so important to weigh as opposed to just relying on your package. This is, I'm going to move my phone around, so y'all just bear with me here for a minute. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to turn this thing around. That didn't do it. Oh crap. Are you still? Did you hear that? I'm so sorry. Okay. Let me see. My phone won't turn around for some reason, so I'm going to turn it this way. Okay. We'll do it this way. This will be the difficult way, but hopefully you can see this. These are my Harvest Snap green pea chips. I love these things. The back of the package says, I'm so sorry this is difficult. Y'all please just bear with me. It says a serving, if you can see that, is approximately it says approximately 22 pieces, okay? When I put these on my scale, and I'm going to see if you can see my scale down here. I'm trying to do this upside down, y'all. I don't know if this is going to work. You're going to have to trust me because I can't figure out how to make my phone work. I put these on my scale, and I measured them. So the package says a serving is 1 ounce, about 22 pieces. When I put it on my scale and weighed it, 1 ounce is 28 pieces. That's 6 chips more. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be cheated out of my 6 chips, so I weigh everything. Everything. I don't trust the package to tell me what my serving is going to be. Sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be less, but don't cheat yourself. Always weigh. The other thing is, if your scale has a button on it that says tare, T-A-R-E, and I know that sounded really Texan right there. Tare is, if you're going to put a paper plate or a paper towel or something to put your food on, put it on your scale and then push the tare button. What that does is it takes the weight of that, whatever you just put on there, off and zeroes it back to 0. So you're not cheating yourself by measuring the weight of your paper plate or your paper towel. Does that make sense? Okay, so weigh your food. You don't want to cheat yourself. Products. My food product is the Harvest Snap Peas. I love these things, and I buy them in the lightly salted, but they come in a lot of different flavors. I think Costco and Sam's carries them. I know Walmart has them. You can get them anywhere, and they're really good. If you just need something like a chip, but you don't want to do chips, that's a good one. I think they're 4 points for they say 22, I say 28 pieces. I don't ever eat that many at a time. I divide it up. If I'm going to have a sandwich, then I have half of a serving of the chips, and then I have some raw vegetables instead, so I get less points that way. Okay, my product for not food related this time, I told you I was going to tell you about lashes. After menopause, I started losing, I always had really long eyelashes, but after menopause that changed and they started falling out like crazy. And so I researched and went online and found this product that everybody just raved about called Revitalash. I don't know if the light's going to let you see that. There we go. Revitalash. It's a serum. It comes in a wand like mascara, and you swipe it across the top of your eyelashes once a day. Does it work? Absolutely. It works so well that my hairdresser kept asking me every 6 weeks when I went in what I was doing to my eyelashes to make them grow so much. And a couple of times I used this for a year, and a couple of times during that year, I actually had to trim my eyelashes because they were rubbing my glasses when I wore them. The problem is this product is about $125 at the only department store I know that carries them is Nordstrom, but I ordered it online from Amazon and got it a little bit cheaper, but it was still pretty pricey. So, being the shopper that I am, I researched and found this one. It's called Organic, O-R-G-A-N-Y-C, Organic Eyelash Serum. And I too bought it on Amazon for $35. It's for, I can't tell you how much is in there because I can't see it, but it's lash and brow growth serum. If your eyebrows have stopped growing or they're beginning to thin, it works on your eyebrows too. I like this just as much, maybe even a little bit more than this one, and I really like the price that's $35 as opposed to $100 and something. So if you're having problems with your eyelashes or with your eyebrows, you might give it a try. It's Organic, O-R-G-A-N-Y-C, and I'm pretty sure it was organic.com is their website. I just ordered it from Amazon, but I think they have other products on their website if you want to check them out. Okay, the other thing I want to mention, I have 2 things left and then I'm going to let you go. This weekend on Saturday, one of our moderators posted a video and an announcement that a company had offered a discount to exclusively to our members for a DVD set, I believe it was, for some exercise program involved dancing. And forgive me, but I think it was called Body Groove. I got a little bit of kickback from a few members that were not, they were concerned that we were going to start selling products on here. I want to clarify, once and for all. There will never be products sold to you on our Facebook page. It's just not going to happen. I don't like to be on a Facebook group and be constantly hit with that, and so I'm not going to let it happen here. What we are going to allow is when companies of products that benefit you offer us a discount that you might use to buy their product, we're going to pass that along to you. It's your choice to either take advantage of it or not. You don't even have to read the post if you don't want to. Scroll on by. But none of the moderators, nor me, are making a dime off of this. Actually, the moderators are using their own time voluntarily to reach out to these companies to see if they would be willing to offer you a coupon or a discount or maybe free shipping or something. So that's all that's about. Nobody's trying to sell you anything. So don't get rattled and think that we are, because we're not. Nobody's going to make any money at your expense. That's not what this is about. I know there are groups that do that, but this is not one of them. Right before I got online, I happened to look on the page and saw that Monica Fleming reached gold today. So great job, Monica. I know she's not alone. She just happened to be the one that I saw right before I jumped online to come talk to you. Y'all are doing so good. I see so many awesome posts. I will tell you that the Revolt is going to go for 30 days. I will start a thread each day and I'll pin it, which means it will be at the very top of the page. And so if we can keep all of the discussions about the Revolt challenge on that, then that'll, free up the rest of the board for those who may not be doing it and don't really care what the rest of us are doing. The other thing is I've seen we're getting quite a bit of clickbait posted lately. Those are being deleted. We will continue to delete them. I realize that most of you don't realize that that's what it is when you share one, but just so you'll know, if your post gets deleted, it was not a personal attack on you. It's just that we don't allow clickbait on our site because we don't want your inbox to be inundated with companies that snag your information because you clicked over on to their site with all their ads on it. That's why we delete those. There was a thread earlier today. It's been deleted. The original poster didn't stick around, but her question was, is there a Weight Watchers Over 50 group that deals with Weight Watchers? Well, we do. That's what we are. But there is no way with 40-something thousand members that we can keep other weight loss programs from being mentioned. When somebody brings up one, we always try to bring it back around to Weight Watchers. But I just want to remind y'all that our moderators donate. They volunteer their time. Nobody gets anything other than I try to tell them every time I turn around how much I appreciate them, but they spend, we have some moderators that I would venture to say probably volunteer 10, 12, 14 hours a day, every day, monitoring this board. And so they do an amazing job of catching as much as they can, but some of it's just going to fall through the cracks. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We will never limit or restrict the conversations on our board about your journey. Because it's not all about what we eat. It's about all of the things that affect our life and how that affects what we eat. So there will be those conversations, but as I also said before, you always have the option to read it or not. There are a lot of threads that I see that they don't really apply to me, so I don't read them. I just scroll on by. If you point something out to me by tagging me in it or sending me a private message, I always immediately go check it out. But you have that same option. If it's something that doesn't interest you, then don't read it. Just go on by. It's kind of like TV. You don't have to watch every program that comes up. Just watch the ones that interest you. I'm gonna look down at the comments real quick. Okay. Thank the moderators for all you do. Yes, Sandy, our moderators are amazing and they deserve big old pats on the back from everybody, and I appreciate them. Patty says thank you to the moderators. Again, they're just awesome ladies, and I couldn't do it without them. We wouldn't have a board without them. So we appreciate them. Have a wonderful week. Stay motivated. Stay with me on this 30-day challenge. If you haven't started, and you want to jump right on in. All we're doing is we are revolting from a spirit of complacency. We have decided that we are going to track, we're going to measure, we're going to weigh, and we're going to get back to the basics of doing what we proved in the beginning works, and that's following the Weight Watchers plan the way it's designed, not with our tweaks, not with our, our little twist that we start getting lazy and want to do, but just going back to the basics. And we're going to do that for 30 days, and we're going to get rid of some of this extra weight. I encourage you to join us, and I hope you do. I hope you have a wonderful week. Be kind to somebody, and I think that's it. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you on the board. Bye.